Shabbat Shalom and good morning to everyone who's joining us for Temple Shir Shalom's Shabbat morning service. Good to have you with us as we join together on FaceTime, on YouTube, on FaceTime, on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you may find us this morning and joining us with us. We have a tradition that we always like to know who's a part of our community. And so if you haven't done so already, please take a moment in the chat feature of wherever you are, just to tell us you're here. Wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. Introduce yourself. Maybe tell us where you're watching from as well, so that we know that you're with us. As we do that, this morning's service is going to be going through our prayer book. And so if you'd like to follow along with us, you can find it at our resources pages under YouTube, under Temple Shir Shalom, and pull up Saturday morning service, or on our website as well. We have it there under worship, and you can pull up Saturday morning service, the PDF, and you'll be able to follow along with the page numbers that we have as well. If it's your tradition, you have one, and you'd like to join with us, we invite for those of you who are wearing a talit or putting one on to join with us in the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hitatef b'tzitzit. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who hallows us with commandments and commands us to wear the garment of our responsibility. We do that. We also continue in our prayer books on page 63 with Psalm 92. It is good to give thanks to God, to sing praises to your name,
to tell of your love in the morning, and to sing of your faithfulness at night.
Playing with an instrument of 10 strings, sounding the lute and stroking the harp.
Your works have made me rejoice, and your glories move me to sing.
How great are your works, O God, how profound your design.
The insensitive will never appreciate your creations, nor will the fool understand life's meaning.
The wicked may flourish like grass, and the evil may multiply, but they are all doomed to failure.
But you, O Eternal, shall be exalted forever. All shall proclaim that Adonai is just.
Let every living being bless your name, and let every spirit glorify our God forever. Throughout time, we will have no ruler but you, our God.
You guide the world with love and touch each of your creations with care and kindness.
You neither slumber nor sleep. You cause the speechless to utter words and the wrongly imprisoned to go free. You support the fallen, heal the sick, and raise up the lonely. To you alone do we give thanks, as we rise together on page 65 for our call to worship.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד.
Please be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננת בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
These enduring words have been a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. Faith and choice bring understanding to the soul and sensitivity to the heart. In all times and places, our God has been a part of our lives.
Our faith has been our rock and our help.
We watched God's wonders when we went free from Egypt.
When slavery's chains were broken, we witnessed it.
May those who have the faith to believe also have the wisdom to be kind.
O God, in whom we have all hope, we glorify your name now as our people have praised you throughout history.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילה אוסיפנה, נורא תהילה אוסיפנה, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל, ופדחי נעמך יהודה וישראל. גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו, קדוש ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
In preparation for the Amidah, we rise together on page 70 of our prayer books, taking a moment for our own private meditation, either following the words of our prayer books or those our hearts might prompt.
Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ואלוהי רחל. האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל.
We sanctify your name on earth, even as your holiness is proclaimed in the heavens above and throughout time and space. In the words of the prophet Isaiah, we say, holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The fullness of the whole earth is God's glory.
Kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Melech ol haaretz, Kevodo, Baruch Kevod Adonai, Mimekomo, Yimloch Adonai le'olam, Elohayich Tzion, Ledor vador, Hallelujah.
To all generations, we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed is Adonai, the holy God. Please be seated. Our God and God of our ancestors, accept our rest as a sacrifice of time and space. Let us share in your world by celebrating creation day by day. Purify our hearts so that we may be honest and upright, forgiving and compassionate. Blessed are you, O God of truth, who helps us to make the Sabbath a part of our life and our heritage of joy. Say Adonai Eloheinu, look with favor, O God, upon your people Israel, and receive our prayers with love. May it be your will to accept our worship and our deeds. Blessed are you who alone we serve in reverence. Eternal source of good, we thank you for the numberless gifts and blessings that fill our days, for life itself and its endless variety, for all that sustains body and mind, for love and friendship, for the delights of the senses, and for the excellence of your Torah, which deepens our life and enriches our days. Help us, O God, to work for a just and compassionate society where all may share your gifts in the joy of freedom. For all of this, your name shall be blessed and praised forever.
ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי, שומרי, שומרי שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת. מקדש מקדשי שביעי שבת, כולם ישמחו ויתענגו בטובך שבת, ישמחו ומלכותך שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת, ישמחו ומלכותך שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת, זכר למעשה וראשית שבת, זכר למעשה וראשית שבת, ישמחו ומלכותך שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת, ישמחו ומלכותך שומרי 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 שבת, וקוראי עונג שבת.
On page 77, we continue with our prayers for peace. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of peace.
Sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, tova, uveracha, ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Oh, sim, 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 shalom, sim, 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 shalom, sim, sim. Sim, shalom, tova, uveracha.
And so, being Shabbat, it's a chance for us to hear, study, learn a little Torah together as well. And so we find ourselves reading from Parashat Truma, story of the giving of gifts, in a sense, and the construction of the tabernacle in the wilderness as the Israelites wandered. Now they've received the commandments. Now that they're beginning their journeys through the wilderness before entering the promised land in the preceding times. So let us have a chance to hear Cantor chant these verses, talk about them in a moment as well. But please join with me for the blessing of Torah. Baruch hu et Adonai hamborach, Baruch Adonai barach le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ויקחו לי תרומה מאת כל איש, אשר ידבנו ליבו, תיקחו את תרומתי, וזאת התרומה אשר תיקחו מאיתם זהב וכסף ונחושת ותכלת וארגמן ותולעת שני ושש בעזים ואורות אלים מאוד עמים ואורות תחשים ועצי שיטים שמן למאור בשמים לשמן המשחה ולקטורת הסמים אבני שוהם ואבני מילואים לאפוד ולחושן ועשו לי מקדש ושכנתי בתוככם.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Remarkable, the list of things that are there for the gifts that we brought. And I think one teaching we can hold on to in the midst of this, in the midst of the beauty of these things, is that we're told that God will dwell among our ancestors as they construct this tabernacle and the bringing of these gifts. And, you know, some of these gifts are used actually in what the priests of ancient times would wear as well. And the priests were the link between humanity and God, right? You bring your sacrifices up to the priests. You had to fulfill a certain ritual. You can go directly, in a sense, to God, right? And I think what we gain is that, you know, we use some of these same colors in the dressing of our Torahs today, and the jewels and the breastplate and things like that that are worn by the Torahs. And the idea that we connect directly with God through our prayer, through our intention, through our reflection, through our study, through our engagement. And that's for us today and what Judaism celebrates today. And even more, that's how God dwells among us, through that connection, through that study, through that learning, and through Torah. So that's something we can hold on to, a lesson for us, and something that can give us strength as well. Amen.
Just as those words of Torah have given our people strength for thousands of years, we hope that it continue to give us and our loved ones who are in need of physical, emotional healing that strength as well as a refuah shlema. As we say, Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov ve'imotenu Sar Rivka Leah v'Rachel Hu Yivarech et Acholim. Merciful God, who blessed our ancestors, send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness or anxiety. To Larry Burke, Grace Geraldine Carafelli, Von Seal Campbell, Karen Kasman, Lindsay Cooper, Molly Coton, Gary Fishman, Barb Flair, Sandy Flair, Karen Garassi, Ginny Marshall Gaspari, Kathy Gilman, Sandy Gorash, Batia Batbeshia Panina, Susan Greenberg, Charles Gross, Sherry Gutter, Hank Heiser, Helen Indiana, Bruce Kay, Serafina Coffrin, Marta Lazar, Henry Leopold, Francisco Leva, Mike O'Malley, Zoe Marcus, Beth Margolin, Joyce Meza, Perry Moss, Lawrence Moss, Scott Miles, Kate Negron, Rabbi Robert Nosenchuk, Razel Batlea Miriam, Marjorie Pensine, Melanie Pohl, James Raftery, Joanne Reed, Jody Richmond, Alan Rosen, Mona Rosenbaum, the Saint Amand family, Amy Selmanoff, Danny Shepard, Rachel Schumann, Arnold Slutsky, Barbara Storm, Helene Wolf, and Margaret Kosha, as well as all those battling the coronavirus, both at home and in the hospital. the 53,117 American troops who have been injured in Iraq and Afghanistan to date, and all the names in our hearts. May God grant them a refuah shlema, the complete healing of mind, of body, and of spirit.
May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say
As we think of those in need, so do we ask of God for strength for the healers as well. Eloheinu v'Eloheinu v'Imotenu, may the one who's blessed our ancestors bless all those who put themselves at risk to care for the sick. Physicians, nurses, orderlies, technicians, home health aides, EMTs, and pharmacists, hospital social workers, respiratory therapists, mental health professionals, psychologists who navigate unfolding dangers of the world each day, to tend to those who have sworn to help. Bless the sacred work of their hands, and may this plague pass from among us speedily and in our days, and let us say, Amen. We continue with our prayers of adoration on page 91 of our prayer books as we rise together.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Nothing can fill the emptiness that a death leaves behind. Those who are no longer a physical presence are still alive within our thoughts and our words. Their memories are only a part of the picture. So long as we recall their presence and their warmth, friendship, their heart, mind, and thought are still within our soul, we honor and cherish the ones we love by living our lives to the fullest. This time in our prayers, thus, we think of those who passed in this last week or month through Shloshim, we mark friends and family of our congregation. Nisi Conroy, John Goldstein, Sam Tolchin, Cy Goodman, Asia Bat Arkady, Zoila Zapata, Gavril Pinkosov, Boo Klein, Eleanor Zupke, Adele Kornfeld, Clara Selleck, Annette Sack, David Blank, Anna Sletskaya, Henry Binder, Jonathan Raven, Robin Sindici, Stephen Dill, and Fanny Zuckerman, as well as the 7,038 Americans in our armed forces who've been killed in Iraq, Afghanistan, surrounding areas to date, and the 494,151 Americans who have lost their lives to the coronavirus. Linking their names and names as your sites we mark on the Shabbat, those whose anniversary of death we lovingly commemorate: Doug Appleton, Mildred Becker, Albert Burke, Janice Chadwick, Elsie Deutsch, Stuart Denny, Edna Doigan, Sheldon Ellison, Robert Ernstein, Claire Fisher, Harry Friedman, Rana Gordon, Fanny Greenberg, Gertie Grossman, Gerald Klass, Bill Lipton, Marcy Marcus, Pearl Martin, Stacy Lee Milgram, Elaine Moss, Philip Noble, Donald Novikov, Rose Ross, Sheldon Roth, Dave Sakwa, Wally Sampson, Harold Scher, Marcia Sklar, Rosalind Sloan, Ryan Uniton, Arnold Wasserman, Sherwin Zamler, Marla Zupke. Linking their names, all the names that we did not recite on the Shabbat. Those of every faith and every family whose lives have touched ours, as well as those who have no one to stand and say Kaddish for them. So do we join together in the immortal words of the mourner's Kaddish, as found on page 96 of our prayer books. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, b'yalma divrach yirate v'yamnich machute, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayedecho beit Yisrael, b'galau v'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mavarach alam amei amaya, yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yadar v'yitnalev v'yitnalal, shemei d'kudashah v'richu. Min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damram b'yama v'imru, amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yakol Yisrael v'imru, amen. The source of peace, and peace to those who mourn, comfort to those who are bereaved here and everywhere, and let us say, amen.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Good Shabbos, everyone.
Shabbos, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
So we hope you can join us for many of our Purim celebrations that begin this afternoon at 5 o'clock with our little ones, with the Adventures in a Bag Purim celebration, to tomorrow's, what's that?
4:30.
4:30 is what I meant to say. Thank you. Gotta look at my calendar. And at, do you have that too? And then tomorrow, of course, our carnival for our families of Shoresh, and for us all to enjoy safely, maintaining our distances during the pandemic and driving through the parking lot with lots of fun activities. And then with Thursday night's actual Erev Purim or Evening of Purim text study and craft cocktail tasting. And then Saturday night's Purim spiel for the Bohemian Rhapsody, sorry. And lots of fun with that too. So you can see all of that on our website, get all those links to that too, and to make this a special, fun time. We give thanks for the sweetness of this day, the joy of Shabbat, as we sing with Cantor.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. L'chaim.
Chaim.
Say,
And all those announcements, Rabbi, did I miss anything?
nope, other than the subliminal message that I've had over my shoulder this entire time of a little hamantashen to try and make you hungry and make sure that you get one of these sometime this week, because I know there are a number of families who are starting to bake them already and getting their hamantashen ready for Purim as well. So we say, Adonai Oz Le'amo Yitain, may God bless you with strength. Adonai Yivarech etamo v'shalom. May God bless all of us here and everywhere with peace. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Adonai, Oz le'amo yitain. Adonai.